Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire. Четем от Шримад Бхагаватам, 11-та песен, глава 14, текст 43. Тат сарва вяпакам читтам акришя екатра дхараят наньяни чинтаят бхуяха сусмитам бхаваян мукам. Тат за това сарва, всички части на тялото, вяпакам разпространени, читам съзнанието, акришя изтърпва обратно, екатра на едно място, дхараят човек трябва да концентрира, на не, а няни на други части на тялото, чинтаят човек трябва да медитира, бхуя отново сусмитам, прекрасната усмивка или смях, бхаваят човек трябва да се концентрира, мукам лицето. Превод. След това човек трябва да отдръпне съзнанието от всички части на това трансцендентално тяло. Тогава трябва да медитира единствено върху прекрасното усмихнато лице на Бога. Do you remember what was to be done before? You remember? Okay, well, please explain.
First, you have to surrender the water speed.
Okay. Yeah. But the meditation specifically described in the previous 5 months. The transcendental body was described, and before that.
Breathing. Oh, breathing.
You said you remember, so you have to say it. No? Okay, what was it? 10 times.
10 times.
3 times a day, 10 pranayamas, and also moving from the Muladhara chakra up. What do we move?
Sound on.
Sound on.
Not only.
And where is the gaze? Tip of the nose. And then 10 widths of the thumb, 10 angulas, 10 or 12? 12. 12. Okay. And then for how long? Sun, fire, moon.
And you put Krishna in the fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
On the whorl of the lotus in the heart. How long you should do that? 1 month.
Yeah.
And then you meditate on the form. What do we remember from the form?
Yellow dhoti.
Yellow. It doesn't say dhoti.
Or garment.
And okay, so there is yellow garment. And what else? Shark-shaped earrings. Makara shaped earrings. Okay.
Kaustuba Joe.
Kaustuba.
Srivatsa Mark.
What was Srivatsa?
On his chest, there is some.
A whorl of white hair. A whorl of hair in the chest. What else? Pure smile. Wow. Yes.
4 arms.
4 arms. And what are they? Something about the arms? They are holding 4 things, but also the arms themselves. Long arms. Long arms.
Well proportioned.
Yeah, perfectly proportioned, but also it says long because that's a symptom of Chaitanya. So 4 arms, what they hold? Chakra, Gada, Shankha. Chakra is the disc. Shankha is the conch. Gada is the club. And what else? I said Shankha.
Lotus.
Lotus. Lotus. What else?
Ankle bells.
Ankle bells, nupuras.
Yeah.
Nupuras, the bells on the ankles. Okay. Bells. But we forgot to say about the bell. You should meditate the Om as the sound of the bell. Okay. What else?
And that's one thing I didn't mention. One unusual, it says forest
Yeah.
flower garland.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, even though it's meant to be an up, it's Lord of all reverence, but it's a forest flower garland.
Yeah, that's the.
It's not a shop flower garland. It's forest flowers. Even Ryan Vishnu wears forest flowers.
Yeah.
So
It's different. Also, the strawberry, if you eat from forest, is different than.
So it doesn't mention flowers in the gardens of Bakuta. It's forest flowers.
Yeah, they are forests there. This is translation. Vaijayanti means forest flowers, but also it means specifically 5 kinds of flowers. That's the Vaijayanti. 5 different types. So forest, Vaijayanti garland. What else? Come on.
Bright big crown.
Yeah, helmet or a crown. What else? Lotus eyes. Was it there?
Yeah, I should remember.
But it's in other. We didn't say. Okay. We didn't say a couple of things. I remember. What about the color?
And the
Shyam, Ghana Shyam.
belt, golden belt.
The belt, which is like a shining golden. Okay, well, so also one more thing I remember. Maybe there are more things.
You know, the armlets and the bracelets.
Yes, the bracelets and armlets. Okay, so
Uncle.
yeah, we said that. I think
Didn't mention, but usually no descriptions of the Tulsi and so to speak.
Yeah,
Didn't mention
yeah,
that.
yeah. Okay, let's hear. Keeping the eyes half closed, and fixed on the tip of the nose, being enlivened and alert, not asleep. One should meditate on the lotus feet, lotus flower situated within the heart. One should meditate on the sun, moon, and fire, placing them one after the other within the whorl of that lotus flower, placing my transcendental form within the fire. One should meditate upon. I haven't seen a picture which like in the fire. The fire of Vishnu is there. Fire.
Yeah.
One should meditate upon it as the auspicious goal of all meditation. That form is perfectly proportioned. Okay, we said that. Gentle and cheerful. Gentle and cheerful. The smile, yeah, we said pure smile, but smiling, yeah. Cheerful, and gentle. Gentle, very important. It possesses 4 beautiful long arms and a charming, we didn't say that, beautiful neck. What was neck in Sanskrit? Griva? Let's see. Grivam, neck. Okay. Then handsome forehead. Kapola, the handsome forehead. A pure smile. So we missed the neck, the forehead. Pure smile and glowing sharp earrings suspended from 2 identical ears. Okay. We didn't say 2 identical ears. Well, sometimes people have different kinds of different shape. Many people have different shapes a little bit, but these are identical. So, okay, forehead, neck, identical ears. The spiritual form is the color of a dark rain cloud and is garbed with golden yellowish silk. The chest of that form is the abode of Shrivats and the goddess of fortune. And that form is also decorated with conchal disc lotus flower and a garland of forest flowers. The two brilliant lotus feet are decorated with ankle bells and bracelets, and that form exhibits the Kaustuba gem along with the Faujan crown. The upper hips are beautified by golden belt, and the arms are decorated with valuable bracelets. All of the limbs of the beautiful form capture the heart, and the face is beautified by the merciful glancing. We didn't say that also. So cheerful and gentle and merciful. That's then the neck and the ears. And what?
Forehead.
Forehead also. Yeah, so a couple of things. All of the limbs, and then pulling the senses back from the sense objects. One should be grave and sense controlled, and should use the intelligence to strongly fix the mind upon all the limbs of my transcendental body. Thus one should meditate upon the most delicate transcendental form of mind. And now, after meditating like that, one should then pull the consciousness back from all the limbs of the transcendental body. At that time, should meditate only on the wonderfully smiling face. Okay, susmita means smile or laugh. Susmita, very, very smiling, very much smiling.
What extent you should first start with the
No,
lotus feet?
it's in the second canto.
Okay.
44. Тatra, в такава медитация върху лотосовото лице на Бога, лабда падам, установен, читам съзнанието акришя, отдръпва, вюмни в небето, дараят, че трябва да медитира тат. Такава медитация в небето като причина на материалното проявление. Ча също. Тя това изоставяйки. Мам на мен, арохът, издигнат или издигнал се на не кинче нещо, апи изобщо, чинта е трябва да мисли за. Вау! Превод. След като е съсредоточен в медитация върху лицето на Бога, човек трябва да отдръпне съзнанието и да го установи в небето. След това, изоставяйки тази медитация, трябва да стане напълно установен в мен и да изостави процеса, и трябва изобщо да изостави процеса на медитация. Wow.
See, beyond Krishna.
They love it. The impersonalist, I guess. Krishna says himself, first my form, which is my Saguna Brahman, but then forget about that all. And means nakinchit api chinta. It means the chitta should not have anything. Nakinchit. Okay, so now if we don't have the acharyas, we'll don't know what to think about it. Let's see. Докато човек се установява в чисто съзнание, дуалността на аз, двойствеността на аз медитирам, и това е обекта на моята медитация, изчезва и стига до етапа на спонтанната връзка с Божествената личност. Всяко живо същество е изначално частица, неразделна частица от Върховния Бог. Когато тази забравена вечна връзка се събуди, се възстанови, човек изпитва или започва да помни абсолютната истина. На това ниво е описано тук като мад ароха. Човек повече не се вижда като медитатор, нито Бога като просто обект на медитация, но по-скоро влиза в духовното небе за вечен живот на блаженство и знание, в директно любовни взаимоотношения с Бога. Удава изначално пита за методът на медитация за тези, които желаят освобождение. Думата лабда падам означава, че когато човек се съсредоточи ума върху лотосовото лице на Бога, то постига пълно освобождение. В стадия след освобождението, след това човек продължава да отдава служение на изначалната божествена личност, като изостави концепцията за медитатор, че е медитатор, човек оставя и последните или напуска и последните остатъци на иллюзорната енергия и вижда Бога такъв какъвто е. Now I can see that you are looking for something, some more deeper explanation.
Well, yeah, I had something, just a collection of the other commentaries, and I just
Okay.
more complete purpose. What
Yeah,
it's Mars people.
yeah.
Because he doesn't address the obvious point in the purpose.
Yes.
Its purpose could be used like that.
Yeah. So you found?
No, somewhere I don't have it somewhere.
Let me see if I have it.
Should see the next verse. It's explained more details.
Really two verses.
I also don't have it in that laptop. That we can check. But instead of speculating now more, but it really sounds like after you meditate on my body, then your consciousness goes to the view, to the sky. You draw it and direct it to the sky. And then you meditate. Then you give up that. And you don't think of anything. Then giving up such meditation, one should become established in me and give up the process of meditation altogether. Me aroha. Yeah, I mean, what does that mean then? Having ascended to me. It makes sense. After coming to me, then you give up the concept I'm meditating in the material world, because you are in the spiritual sky. But that's implied or understood. Otherwise, directly from the verse, you can say, yeah, established in me means in my unmanifested form, abiding in me. Then you give up the thinking. Yeah, that's why they say, some scholars say that. I mean, there are impersonals who find verses in Bhagavatam, which kind of can be interpreted as pointing to impersonal liberation. Then they say Bhagavatam is like, there is a whole book about it. You heard about one scholar. Different verses from here and there with prayers. So, and I think, as far as I remember, even Acharyas mentioned that it's the Amala Purana, but Bhagavatam has even there for everyone something. I mean, like for Karma Kanda is like there is which canto was that begins like with this or a chapter.
The Shruti Fal, the end.
Yeah, this is also in the Shruti Falas, but there's one chapter begins like Shukadeva Goswami. If one wants desires a beautiful wife or husband worships Uma, if one good health worships the sun, a whole list of recommendations for worshiping the demigods. Oh yes. Some can say that's what Bhagavatam. And then there's verses like that you can, yes, the ultimate is something beyond. Even the 12th canto, before the last verse of which says about the Nama Sankirtanam, again, kind of Shukadeva Goswami indicates like you just withdraw completely. It can be interpreted as, yes, Sankirtan is there and the form of the Lord is there. And then there is nothing. Nakinchit apichinte. In the mind, there should be nothing. And there is no mind.
There's a few places though, Raman explains how when Sridhar Swami speaks to Maharaj Parikshit, there's a certain acceptance that Maharaj Parikshit knows certain things.
Yeah.
Because he's the king, he's educated. I think one example, I guess one that comes to mind is the 9th canto, when Maharaj Pariksha comes to speak about the natural order of moon dynasty or Ramachand's appearance, Maharaj Pariksha goes, I know you've heard this many times before. So he summarizes the whole Ramayana in about 10 verses because I know you've heard this before. And then Sukha Goswami picks on certain points like suffering that comes from attachment. He hammers a certain point home. But it is given quite a few times. Maharaj Pariksha has heard all this and he knows all this. So, oh yeah, he spent but Jewish Swami does that a lot in the Sandarbhas. He spends Sandarbhas. He makes one point and moves on quickly because the reader is presupposed. The reader knows
The context, the whole.
So when we read this, it's presupposed. I guess that Suda's not saying it. That how could you possibly extract in-person meditation? You've just read the 10th canto. You just heard about this.
And so far, in this chapter, in the previous, so much bhakti in me.
Details are there.
Yeah.
So suddenly, see, I found something that's beyond, above the impersonal. It's like, oh, come on, how uncultured can you be to extract an impersonal conclusion that it's just, it's understood that you wouldn't be so uncultured to draw such a conclusion. It's leaning that way.
Yeah, that's the problem with such interpretations. You just picked it up and then without the prayers, without the whole context and culture and philosophy. I heard yesterday just a little bit somebody explaining the Yoga Sutras. I mean, it just appeared to me. I was, I don't know how they target. They sometimes seem to know what you're thinking about.
What do they do? I don't know. That's in there.
I say what? I don't know what. I had a dream of something and it came probably by chance, but it came there. Anyway, so it just comes. I say, well, let's see what he said. He says, because it was nice presentation, some in Indian, looks nice, and then he says, here is the sutra, the only one sutra about God. So okay, let's see what he will say about Ishvara Pranidhana. So he opens that, and or either by this method you attain samadhi or by abiding in God. Okay, so he doesn't say Ishvara is some perfected being that you have to surrender or something. He's talking about God. And then he says, he explains what Ishvara is in the next verse very clearly. And it's a Vishesha Purusha, it's a special person. And he says, it's this higher self in you. Then you have, and then, come on, how can you extract this Purusha in the whole Sankhya and Yoga? It's a person, it's individual entity. What is this, your higher thing? And then you meditate on yourself. You abide in yourself. That's the other way. It's such a fool. And then it's nothing to do with the commentaries. None of the original commentators says Ishvara is yourself. Everybody accepts Ishvara is God. There might be some, maybe that's Vishnu or Shiva or something like that. But everybody, this is the supreme. There is nobody says some crazy thing, but you reject all the commentaries and you come up with something, and then stupid people believe you. So okay, we come to 45. Maybe we'll understand what's going on. Evam така, самахита, completely fixed. Напълно установен, съсредоточен. Мати, съзнанието, мен, това наистина атманам, индивидуалната душа, атмани в индивидуалната душа, вичаще. Вижда, маи в мен, сърва атмам, във върховната божествена личност. Джоти, слънчевите лъчи, джотиши, в слънцето, съмню там, свързани. Човек така напълно се съсредоточил ума си върху мен, трябва да ме види в собствената си душа и трябва да види индивидуалната душа в мен, върховната божествена личност. Така вижда индивидуалните души, свързани с върховната душа, също както човек вижда слънчевите лъчи, напълно свързани с слънцето. Пояснение. В духовния свят всичко е естествено сияйно, тъй като това е природата на духа. Така, когато човек види индивидуалната душа като неразделна частица от Върховния Бог, преживяването може да бъде сравнено с виждането на слънчевите лъчи, излизащи от слънцето. Или излъчвани от слънцето. Върховният Бог е в живото същество и едновременно живото същество е в Бога. Но и в двата случаи Върховният Бог, а не живото същество, е поддръжникът и контролерът и господарят. Колко щастлив може човек да бъде, като приеме Кришна съзнание и открие Върховния Бог Кришна във всичко и всичко в Кришна. Освободеният живот в Кришна съзнание е толкова щастлив и дарящо удоволствие, че най-голямото страдание наистина без такова съзнание има най-голямото нещастие. Или липсата на това съзнание е най-голямото нещастие. Шри Кришна милостиво обяснява по различни начини върховенството на Кришна съзнание и щастливите личности ще разберат искреното послание на Бога. Okay. What is your comment? This verse also literally you can take it really like yes,
All united.
yes, we are all one. The individual with the supreme, just like the sunshine and the
Everything is light.
Sarva Atma.
Well, of course, I mean, it's Prabhupada just love. It's such a tenet, knowledge of Prabhupada's preaching the sun, the sunshine, the oneness, the sun rays, and the sun God, personality of the sun. They're all connected,
Yeah.
but they're all different. And of course, I mean, yeah, I like to use a lot the sun. Right now, the sun is in this room. In the form of the sun rays, which cannot be separated from the sun. It's all of analogies, and we know analogies are never perfect, but there's some analogies.
Yeah.
But then if somebody wants to twist a personal conclusion on it, and obviously take an empirical stance on it, and then I say, okay, that's okay too. But even the sun rays are made of particles of sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
So, and together they make a beautiful effulgence, but it is still, it's understood to be particles. So even the oneness of the light, it is every particle is unique, and so is every single soul unique. You never lose their uniqueness as with the sun is. So there's no way to make an impersonal conclusion, even if you want to take an empirical approach.
Always wants to speculate if you want.
It really depends on the taste of the jiva. If really is attracted by the impersonal aspect of the absolute truth, then clearly this will be like, yes, individual soul, the supreme soul are one. One should see me in the self and the self within me. And the individual soul is united with the supreme soul, like the rays and the sun. And for the devotee, yes, all the jivas are in Krishna, and Krishna is in all the souls. And because we are parts of him, that's where we are within him. That's the definition of Bhagavan. Bhagavan includes everything. And also Krishna has his aspect that is within everyone. And then no problem, yes. We are united just like the rays and the sun, inseparable. We're united eternally, just like the particles of sunshine, as you say. Even the Shastra has the idea that sunshine is a particle. It's formed of particles. So we are particles and we're inseparable. You cannot say the sunshine is one thing and the sun is another. One without the other you cannot, that doesn't make sense.
The sun is not in the room.
Yeah, but the sun is not. The particles are here. So the jivas are there. They're united, inseparable. They're one. But at the same time, sun is not the sun particle. So it's very simple, actually. But still, it's just the language Krishna likes to just put it like that. And then for some Jews, they are like, yes. Some Jews, we're all one. I'm in you and you in me. And I'm the Lord.
And it's also the first time I heard a detail. It's one of the great about for me that the Brahma Jyoti, in the attraction of the full light, that light is it's just consisted of infinite spirit souls floating in the light. There's no one light. It is just a collection of spirit souls. They still remain
Separate.
It's still separate. It doesn't actually exist. The idea of oneness. It doesn't
Dissolve,
exist.
real dissolving.
It doesn't exist. It's such a phantasmagoria. Even if you do attain the highest impersonal goal of merging with the Jyoti, you actually merge. You float till you get bored.
Yeah.
There are two personalities here, the individual soul and the supreme soul. So when there is a relationship, then one can see this sun's rays.
Yeah.
So I don't think that they are one.
It says united somehow. They're united. Yeah.
Mhm.
But you, of course, that's what I'm saying. You can take it like, yes, it's you become one after this meditation. You're one.
Is what you're saying is that he sees individual united. He sees the subject and the object. There's two.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So if you perceive something, that means you're different from what you perceive. Two. They cannot, because to say I see means two. Object and subject. That's one of Rita Maharaj, he loves always that point about the
Mhm.
subject and the object. For someone to perceive, it has to be two. There's no logical or any grounds for saying oneness. They just because even to say there is a oneness, fundamentally, the axiomatic basis of a statement is you're saying that statement about something, so it's true. There's something like this.
Yeah,
It's just-
that's logical. But the whole point in the yoga is kaivalya. It's one. It's very interesting, guy.
It is.
Oh yeah. I mean the Patanjali yoga. So one of the samadhis is like that. There's no subject object, but still there's consciousness. That's the idea. Purusha prakriti means two. Okay, and because of this, there is suffering. So Purusha must be separated from prakriti. When you cut that, there's only consciousness of the Purusha, and that's kaivalya. It's only one, and there is no object because object is prakriti. That's the idea, at least in most of those impersonal type of focus. But then we can ask, because it's a given. It's not like in the Advaita, like not two means really there is no two. There is no separate conscious units. It's just one consciousness, one. There's not different individuals, but then you can say, yes, once you realize that we're all one. We're now just thinking we're different entities, different identities. Yeah, it's just like this. Give the example: different pots, with water, and then the reflection. You see, they look different. They have different, but actually, when you break the pots, it's just one light, one. So we're it's Maya that we're different persons. We're just one. But in yoga, it's Purusha means many unlimited Purushas. That's a given. That's accepted. It's not just one consciousness. So it's an interesting question. Okay, there is kaivalya. There's no prakriti. There's only consciousness. But what about the other Purushas who are liberated and other individual consciousness? That's not discussed because, I mean, at least he doesn't discuss it, Patanjali and the others. What happens after that? I mean, it's just consciousness, and you're completely blissful because you see your spiritual nature. That's the project of the yoga method. But what really happens, because okay, there is nothing, you are not aware of anything prakritic, anything from matter, but that doesn't mean that there are no conscious objects, spiritual objects. It doesn't speak about it. And especially, what about other purushas? Okay, you don't have object, but you are just aware. What about others who are also aware? Maybe you're not aware of their awareness. I don't know.
But like you were saying, the point is it's a matter of ras, because majority of the Dvaitins of Sankacharya, no one ever, they don't complete the picture, because you can't complete the picture in a personal sense. And even if they do present a completely impersonal theology, and what's the expression? In the trenches. In World War I, in the trench. World War I was the first war where there was the people who sat back and now you should go forward, and the men who were actually in the trenches had to go up and jump over the trench and be killed. It was the first example of the new type of really bad war where the leaders were high. So people in the trenches. So when any of those so-called impersonal, Buddhism being the most obvious example, as soon as they try to practice, what do? They bring in the deity, they bring in the temple, they bring in the incense, they bring in all these items and tools and forms, because when you get down to it, it's all personal. Even though they might embrace this concept, which is impersonal, but that's because it doesn't follow through, because on the real level, we all manifest in personal ways, in personal details and names. But it's because they're not willing. Impersonalism and attachment to personal philosophy is only because you haven't embraced some pain. You're not, the fact that you've been hurt in some level in this life, or I've been hurt by a person. So now I haven't confronted that reality, that fact, and therefore I will hold on to a concept which removes personality, because personality means pain. But when I live my life, I still live it very personally, because there's no other way to live it. Like, you can't live in person, It does permeate, but only effect. So it is a case of anybody's attachment personally, because they are not willing to face up to the fact, and to us, the degree that we're still holding on in personal concept, we haven't faced the fact that people have hurt me. I have been hurt. I still hold on to that. And therefore, I and others, and also with God, cannot be a person, because people mean pain.
Yeah.
And to the degree that we haven't processed that properly, we will be attracted to something which makes no sense. It never makes sense. But we're attracted to it because it shelters us from facing up that I've been hurt and paid. So it is definitely it is a hideaway, a cover, a diversion from truth.
Actually, materialistic concept is also impersonal in the end, because everything comes from matter.
Yeah.
Everything is one.
Yeah.
So it's again, this is impersonal idea. Fundamentally.
Yeah. Impersonal undermines it. That's the reason one of the reasons we're so against impersonalism / evolution, because they are the fundamental precepts and make people think I'm here to enjoy, I'm the center, and some realistic conclusion that I eat, sleep, enjoy, and that's the end of it. It's based upon impersonal conceptions, for sure. Yeah. But it's divert, because in somebody who gets it put in senses is impersonal / diversion, just distract yourself from the fact that there's something wrong in my heart and I'm not willing to face up to the fact.
But it's interesting how, Krishna gives that argument to Arjuna. Even if you think that there's no soul, then you shouldn't be sorry. Why you're lamenting, they will die. So they say some about the mind or the person. the personhood, the person, that's just connections in your brain, established connections that makes your personality. So if it's just connections, why you're so attached to keep it? They say, okay, the body may, but I will, at one point with so much advanced that I will download it. Then I will perpetually exist, my connections, all that. Well, it's just connections, get rid of it. Why you're so attached to that? Some electrical, impulses and that connections in the neurons. Why you like it so much? And as you say, this, impersonalists, they still, they worship and they do. And like Bhakti Gauravan Maharaj had found a famous impersonal teacher, and then one asked him, why do we worship deity? And he said, it's nice. Of course, ultimately we have to give it up, but it's, it was like that. Because it's natural.
And there's another point why many people they're, let's say, attracted to impersonalism, because they're simply saying, but I cannot see God. Where is the person? I cannot see it. I cannot see it simply. And
can you see the non-person God also?
Yeah, but you can see the nature, that everything is there, the air is flowing, the ocean is there, so
You see the reflection.
Okay. So you travel and then you break the law. Somebody come arrest you, and then obviously there is a law, right? And it doesn't happen by chance. And somebody made the law, right? There is a government or anything, somebody in charge. Do you see? You may not see, but it doesn't mean they will not arrest you. I don't see the government. It's all working well, but I don't see the government. There must be no government. So if you don't see, who cares? That's your foolishness.
I've done it a few times with people over liking. Somebody said about Prashad, did you like it? Oh, it's really good. You believe in God? No. Well, you just yes, you do.
Yeah.
That's God. Well,
No.
okay, that's God. That's God. You've just been directly in contact with God. That's why it's so nice, so good. So that experience of pleasure is God. You have again, and people's holding on to this idea that has some concept. Even of course, I have never seen. Of course, that arguments be taken apart. What do you mean to see?
Yes.
I mean, it's just born out of darkest ignorance. The idea that it's a question, it's not even a question, it's just stupid. So, but yeah, you have to kind of bring people down to earth. You just enjoyed that? You just being with God. You just sat down and being with God 100%. You believe in God because you believe in the food. It's just like, you got to bring it. People do have tangible experiences. We have to just connect to that. Feel like even like the worst, our favorite worst case, and Mr. Dawkins, such an annoying, annoying personality. Like even says like the relationships, and you feel something's picture, child. You feel, yeah, but that's just nature, just
Chemicals
creating for the future.
It's just evolution.
Yeah.
It's already proven. It's a proven fact, evolution. I mean, and he's an Oxford scientist. It's just ridiculous.
It's need time.
You
cannot see it immediately, but need time. The evolution.
On that note, Shloka Prabhupada ki
Jai.
jai.